What do you think about the people, the way they speak the language? It was so difficult for you to get them to understand. Ah, I see. Uh-huh. But of course, yeah, it's because when you are there, I mean, many people speak English. Excuse me, many people speak Spanish, but people force you to speak English. Yeah, yeah, it's true. But I didn't know that in Los Angeles there were many Spanish speakers. I didn't know that, but okay. Yeah, Latin people. Yeah, I got it. Anyway, it's a way to brush up your English when you travel to another country. Thank you, Jenny. Okay, another person who wants to talk, Mayra Alvarado, or Valentina. You can talk if you want to. Hi, how are you doing? So good so far. Tell us, tell us something about yourself. Mhm. Okay, and where did you study English before? Here with the Sena or by yourself? I see. Uh huh. An application? What's the name of the application? Is Talk Talk Pulse. Okay, yes, put it on the chat. Okay, and Valentina, where do you live? Excuse me, in Bogota? Oh, I see. I also live in Medellin, but I live in Bello, Niquia, next to the mall Puerta del Norte. I live here. Ah, okay. Near too. Near, yeah. Kind of near from here. Okay. Another person who wants to talk? Julian Escobar? Hi, Julian. What's up? Okay, that's nice to hear. Tell me about yourself. Tell us something about yourself. In Medellin. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Juliana, where did you learn English before? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you should keep the language alive. Yeah. Uh-huh. Where? Where did you say? What did you say? Where? Ah. Yeah. It's a kind of uh, those are some people who get together in some places, and you just exchange languages. Uh-huh. Yeah. I remember that after pandemic, I went to a place. It's like a hotel in 70th Street in near the stadium, and there were some people from different countries. I mean, tourist people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the place, and we have some time. I mean, sharing in different language, talking about different topics, and it was really interesting. Yeah, great. Nice to hear from you, okay, Julian. Who else? Okay, George Villa. Hello. Hi, George. How are you doing? Ah, great. At home. Do you have a heavy day working? Where do you live? As a what? Advice? Uh-huh. File. Sorry, file assistant. Yeah, I got it. Oh, mhm. Many things. So much. No, I like many things, such as playing guitar. Yeah, to draw. Drawing. Okay, great. And where did you learn the language? Where did you study English before? By myself. By. Great. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh-huh. And also with Sena. Uh-huh. Okay. Perfect. Have you ever been abroad? Have you ever traveled outside the country? Okay. Yeah, I would like. Yeah, would like is the topic that you are working right now in Sena. Okay, students, can you see my screen in English? Does work? Yeah. Okay. Remember, students, that when we began the course, when we started the course, uh, I I send you this message, the welcome message, explaining you that the course started on the 20th of September, and we will finish this month on the 24th. And I recommend it to you to browse, yeah, to look at this menu in order to get familiar with the platform. Okay, and then I post about the previous activities. Remember, where are they? Previous activity. Yes, here they are. I mean, the previous activity were the last week, where you update your personal information in Sophia Plus if you need it, but if you don't have to do it. Then to participate in the social forum, I suppose that you already did it. It's okay. You did it. You participate in the social forum, students. Did you? Okay. And then the third point was to solve the diagnostic test. It was a very short test. And then the, the video conference that was last week. Okay. And I mean, these activities, they are not graded. It's just they called before a previous activity. Yeah. Now, but then I publish um, from September 27th to 3rd for until today. The learning objective of this guide is to talk, to describe personal situations, I mean, and labor situations, right? Doing use of the linguistic functions to indicate future and past. Um, then, what you had to do, first of all, student, remember that before solving any evidence on the plan of Forza Huna, you should study the formative component, because it's the guide that is going to explain you all the things that you need to solve the evidence, right? This is the evidence, is to make an infography, but look at, if you need to go to these two activities, all you had to do is to look here in the menu for, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, here we are. Actividades de aprendizaje, and we start with the first one here. So remember that first of all, you study the component, right? The title is I would like to, me gustaría, right? All you have to do is to get into the component and to practice. I like this kind of exercises because they refer to topics that you really like, interesting about it. You go and you read in English, right? They are telling you here how important is technology for communicating, for learning, for thinking, and also helps to interact through different channels. Okay, and here they are giving you some vocabulary. Uh huh. Yeah, I am here. This is Sahuna. Look at. when you get when you get when you get into Sahuna, when you get into the course, I'm going to start from the beginning. When you get into the level 10 course, remember that the first of all you had to read my post, my announcements, because here I explain you what to do, right? Okay, and here I am talking about this one that began the last week and it finished today. And here, even I create a link to go directly to the component. And here, sorry, I am in another level. I am in level one. And this is not your level, sorry. Here I get into level 10. Here in general, you read my message, right? My post. Look at that. This activity started the last week on the 27th, and we finished today on October 3rd. And here I am talking about the formative component, that is the component that you have to study for solving this evidence. I will explain you later. Okay, once you finish, students, here they explain you some adjectives and things, some vocabulary referring to technology, how to say dispositivo, device, okay? And here they are telling you organize ideas around the word indispensable, making like a mapping, mental mapping to get more familiar with vocabulary. Here also they are introducing no, because in the levels before you study modal auxiliaries. But here they explain then in a wider way, right? Will, when you asking for possibility, a suggestion, you use will. Would, when you request, would you like, would you please, would you go with me, would you please close the window, yeah. Shall, asking for possibility. Shall is especially used in British English, not in American. British people use a lot of shall. Should is very common in American English also when you are giving a suggestion. Can is an ability. Could is an ability for requesting to the future. Also, we have may, that is possibility, permission, on offering. If you see can and may, they have the same meaning, poder, but the difference is that this is for ability and possibility, and this is for permission, for offering. Okay, might. When you use might, is because it's a remote possibility. For example, I use might when I want to say, where is Carlos? He's one of my students. And somebody answered to me, teacher, we don't know. He might be at home. Okay? It's for a remote possibility. Must is a strong probability. Yeah. You use must when you refer to something that you know that you must do, is your responsibility, or you can do it. For example, when you say, hey, you mustn't smoke in here. Okay, I must work, study. Okay, there is like when you use there is, how can I explain you there, when you refer to a situation that is challenging for you. That's the point, challenging. Have the courage. There means retar, right? Challenging, negative force, interrogation. Need, prohibition or interrogation, a necessity. Used to is a modal very common. Somebody talked to me using, I think that it was Julian. I used to go to those conversation clubs, but now I can't. Okay, habitual action in the past. Ought to is a strong obligation. Okay. The modals in English, I am going to open a Word document, students. When you use, remember, students, that when you use the modal auxiliaries, because these are called modal auxiliaries, I'm going to put it wider for you. Can you see well, right, students? Can you see well? Okay, thank you. When you use the modal auxiliaries, you never mix them with another auxiliary. I mean, you don't mix modal auxiliaries with do, with did, with will, with the verb to be. No, because a modal auxiliary works independently. Okay, and they express an ability, like can, a suggestion, like should, possibility, like may or might, right? An obligation also, have to is another model. Okay, they explain certain activities, certain thing, but you never miss them. Look at, when you use can, that means poder, but is a poder that is referring to an ability, right? Or sometimes you can use it as a permission. Can I? Can I talk to you? Can I go? Can we go together? Yeah, it's like sometimes in present we can use it like a permission, but most of the time it's referring to an ability. Okay, when you say I can, or I, the negative form is can't in American, but British people don't say can, they say cannot. Okay, there is, I mean, British people and American people, they they have different accent. Some words, some expressions are different, but it's not so difficult to understand them. Okay, when you use, look at that. If I say I can play soccer, but I cannot cook well. Look at that. I didn't write any auxiliary, do or does or verb to be, because auxiliaries don't accept the other auxiliaries. The modal auxiliaries don't accept auxiliaries such as do, does, did, will. No. Look at should, for example. When you use should, you are giving an advice or you are giving a suggestion, right? When you ask to a friend, hey, I got a big problem. What should I do? Students, notice that here I am not using do, don't, will, doesn't, going to, no, because the modal auxiliaries in English work independently. Okay, you don't mix them with other structure. Okay, you know what I mean? It's okay, students. Must, for example, must is a strong recommendation, as a strong advice. It's a strong advice. Okay, the negative form of must is must not, or you remember that, especially in American English, you had to get used to use contractions. Mustn't. Got it? When you want to give an strong advice. A, when you are talking to your brother, your little brother, hey, you must be quiet. You must be quiet. Okay? But must has another way to use it. When you give a, a deduction of something, if I tell you, hey guys, I won the baloto and I am so excited. I am completely out of the words. Somebody comes and tell me, "Oh, teacher, you must be, you must be millionary." It is another way to use must when you have a situation and you give a conclusion. That's another way to use must. In general, modal auxiliaries, what I want you to notice, what I want you to understand is that you never mix them with any auxiliary. Okay? It's clear, students? It's okay? Okay. Look at. Here you got the sound. It's really important to listen to the sound because it's a way to improve your accent, right? Could. Uh-huh. Here you listen all the conjugation of the modal auxiliary, okay? And here you got some examples. They're giving you about how to use should and could. They're very common. Have to. This is the one that I was telling you that express obligation. Is the only modal auxiliary students in English that express obligation. Have to, or has to for the third person, right? When you use has to when you are talking about she, he, or it, and you use have to when you are talking about I, we, you, they. Okay? This modal is the auxiliary which expresses, sorry, have to expresses an obligation. I am planning to travel to United States next December. I have to get the visa if I want to go to the USA. Okay? It's in a contest that remember that when you use have to, it's really important to use this preposition have to because in English have has different meanings. As a bear, as a bear, to have means tener. Yes? When you say, I have a nice car, yeah, indicating possession. The other is have the auxiliary for the present perfect or the present perfect progressive. Remember that have as an auxiliary means haber, haber. When you say, I've been I've been so busy this week, is a present perfect. In this case, look at the auxiliary here. That is, I have. She's been. They've gone. Yeah. And the second and the sorry and the third use of have is an auxiliary. Have to. that expresses obligation. Okay, students, I'm gonna come back here. Okay, this is really important. How to use the auxiliaries in past tense, because not all the time we are using auxiliaries in present. Yeah, and it's very simple. Look at that. Here they explain you that when you need to use the auxiliary in past, all you had to do is to write down or to mention the auxiliary. Have is absolutely necessary. Have plus the verb in participle. Why? Sometimes I say, look, I'm gonna put it here. So, modal auxiliaries in past. Look at, you put the auxiliary, you put the modal here. It could be must, should, uh, could, might, yeah. And look at, after the auxiliary, you should say have. And there, when you have, always in English, when you have this auxiliary, it's because the verb has to be in participle. Yeah, look at look at a sentence in present. I must try harder in the test. This sentence is in present. I must try harder in the test. But when you use it in past, there is a situation is past. I tell you, okay, hey, Julian didn't approve the test. Somebody says, ay, Julian, you should have tried harder. Look at that when I use the modal auxiliary with have and the verb in participle, I am speaking in past, no in present. But you have to pay attention to the verb. The verb is really important because the verb is in participle, right? When I say, oh my God, I am really tired, I even didn't have lunch today because I was really busy. So somebody comes and tells me, hey, teacher, you, if it's a strong recommendation, you must have rested for a while, right? I am talking in past. I got the auxiliary, the modal auxiliary here. I got the auxiliary have, that is haber, and look at that here is the verb in participle. In this case, it's a regular verb. That's why I put ed to the verb. It's in Spanish very similar, students, when we say, uy, debiste haber intentado más fuerte, right? Aquí, strong recommendation, tú debiste haber descansado. Este es el haber. Tú debiste haber descansado por un momento, right? This is should is a in advice, but must is a strong recommendation. Yes? Okay, I am going to give you a situation, students, and you tell me the modal auxiliary, okay? You tell me the sentence. Is okay? Okay. Let me accept this student. I'm gonna do it here. I was really sick in the morning that even I worked so slowly. Okay, tell me, students, one model you want to use and a sentence that you can give me according to this situation. You wanna try, students? Uh huh. Yeah. You should remember that you are talking in past. You should have you should have rested. Rested because yeah, rested because is the participle, right? In the morning. How can I say, students? How can I say debiste haber ido donde el médico? Como una recomendación fuerte. Debiste haber ido donde el médico. Con un modal que sea fuerte. ¿Cuál utilizarían? What would you use? Okay, go ahead. Tell me the sentence. Aha, you must have gone to the doctor. Exactly. Gone is the participle of go. That's why he's using gone. Okay, go, went, gone is the participle. Yeah, I am going to tell you another situation. If I ask you this question, who's that guy at the door? And you don't know, what is the auxiliary that you will use in this case? If I ask, hey, who's that guy at the door? And you don't know who the guy is, what would you answer? What model would you use in this situation? What is the modal auxiliary that expresses a remote possibility? Remember? Which one? It could be, but there is another that is more proper. When it's a remote possibility, might. So you answer, "Ah, teacher, I don't know. He might be, he might be a student when you don't know, when you are not sure about it. It's very common when you are talking about the weather, for example, when you say, hey, look at, when I say, hey, look at, the sky is full of clouds. And what can you say here, students, as a remote possibility according to this situation? Look at the sky is full of clouds. What would you tell me? No, it might rain because might is the modal when you speculate about something. Ah, puede llover, but you are not sure. It might rain. It's okay. It's a remote possibility. Yes. Okay, students, remember that once you finish with the component, me sacó. When you finish with the component, you go to the evidence. The evidence here is línea de tiempo, is an infography. Even here, when you go to the actividades de aprendizaje here, you see that here is the evidence. You go into, and here I put a link with the instructions for the solving the activity. It's an infography, students, when you are going to, this is just an example. When you draw a line time or time, sorry, timeline, when you, okay, your events in the past and your events in the future, because here is only past. Okay, in 2005, I I started university or I went to another country. You tell me different activities in the past that you do, but also in the future, right? In past and future. But you can, this is just an example. You can design your your own one, right? There is a program that I love to use in on the web that is called Canvas. I like Canvas because Canvas has a lot of graphics already done. You don't have to think a lot. Are you seeing my Canvas, students? Okay. You just see, put, you just type infografía, and you can make your own design, students, with the information. Remember that you had to put events from the past and for the future. Okay? Here they are giving you the instructions, right? They are giving you the instructions, right? In the where I put it here, where did I put it? It's lost, it's lost, it's lost. Ah, here, yeah. In level 10, you just go scroll down and look at actividades de aprendizaje. This is the componente formativo, and here is the línea del tiempo. And here you see the instructions, and here you just upload the activity. Okay? You will tell me some events from the past and from the future. Okay? Some people have sent it. Okay, see the students. You can solve it this weekend and you can send it to me. Okay? Tomorrow we will start with the learning guide 2 that is almost the same topic. Look at that here. It goes with a forum where you will write about your labor situation on personal and labor situation. It's just a forum, okay? Where you click on here and you participate on the. Some people have done it. Look at. Uh-huh. And I answer to you. And the idea of the forum is to, I mean, to interact with your virtual mates, not only posting the forum and that's it. No, you post the forum and then you go to another's partner one and you click on it and look at, you read his or her forum, and then you talk to this person, right? You keep a line on the forum. That's a good idea. Okay, students, any questions? Do you have any questions? Yeah, tell me. Yeah, you still have the you still have the weekend to solve it. Yeah, yeah. You can go to the forum. Yeah. I already opened the forum. I already opened the activity, the evidence. Yes. Okay. All right. Anyone else who wants to ask me something? Is for you guys, level 10 is next Thursday at 8 p.m. next week. You like these classes, darling?